Good morning. I am Y. Ramamurthy. I am handling the course Production Planning and Control. So today I am going to cover the introductory part of production planning and control. So coming to this course Production Planning and Control, it coordinates all production activities in a manufacturing concern. So this production planning and control is a crucial department in the manufacturing industry. And coming to that term production planning and control, it consists of two phases. So one is production planning and other is production control. Coming to production planning, it takes place prior to the manufacturing of the products or components. Mainly it deals with the planning part of the production, that is in what way we have to make the production, what are all the things required. So keeping all these things in mind, then we go ahead for the production. Then coming to the second half, that is production control. So this phase is during the actual production process. So using this phase, we will try to control the actual production process so that what are all the production we are making, so that is within the acceptable limits. So with that should be useful. Okay. Coming to the main objective of this production planning and control is mainly to get the highest efficiency in the production. So how we get the highest efficiency in the production process is making the required amount or the quantity of the product which we are making, and making the required quality or getting the required quality at the required time using the cheapest method possible. Okay, so we are achieving these four things means so the objective of PPC is met. Okay, and before going to actual PPC, so first we will look at the actual production process. So though all of you are aware of what is production process, so once again we discuss about this production process in a broader perspective. So production process consists of various operations, or sometimes maybe single operation, so which transforms materials in a given state to a desired or a useful form. So here what is happening is the material which we have taken will be transformed to a useful product by means of various operations or functions. Now let us focus on this block diagram, which is a transformation process, how it happens in general. Here you have three blocks. The first one pertaining to inputs, and second one, this is the main activity involved in production process, that is transformation or the conversion process. Once the material or the input is subjected to this transformation, so then you get some output. So here the various inputs may be land, people, that is manpower, capital, that is money, so maybe information sometimes, or materials, raw materials, sometimes some individual parts, and the transformation may be some machining operation, welding operation, or assembly. Upon this transformation you get a useful output. So that useful output we are calling it as a good. Sometimes in some service industries it is a service. Okay, that means this transformation process is applicable for both the production oriented firms as well as service oriented firms. But here there is another important function apart from production, that is control. So here the purpose of control is to see that whatever output you are getting, that should be useful, that should be acceptable to the customer, that should fulfill the needs of the customer. Okay, so that is why here we are using a feedback. So this feedback is from output, also from the process, transformation process. So here, using this feedback from the output as well as transformation process, it is possible to correct the inputs and sometimes the transformation process itself. So thereby you get the desired output, which is acceptable, which will fulfill the needs of the customer. Okay, so that is what is this block diagram. And now coming to the types of the production processes. So basically we have three types of production processes. So one is the transformation by disintegration. So here transformation by disintegration means we take one lump sum raw material or input, so that is disintegrated, means splitted, or it can be converted into individual and number of outputs. Okay, so this transformation is almost accompanied by changing the shape of the input. So for example, in steel plants, while producing the steel bars, so they take steel ingots, which are actually lump sum steel material. So by subjecting that to a rolling process, so we get steel bars, even steel plates. Okay, so that is one important example. And then making components from standardized materials. So using steel bars and using a lathe machine, you can make different kind of components like shafts. And similarly, as a general example, you can take wood as a lump sum